Welcome to Create Arts Online. My name is Cheryl Cohen and I will be teaching mixed media using natural materials. In this online course, I will share with you many of my tips and tricks on how to create unique and long-lasting mixed media works. We will start with discussing how to find and forage many different elements found in nature, including sticks, pine cones, bark, rocks, acorns, driftwood, and more. One of the major materials I love to use in this project is slate. Slate can be found at many big box hardware stores, tile stores, landscaping, or roofing businesses. I love the color variations in the slate and how it enhances the design. I will start with discussing my favorite substrates, adhesives, and tools. Next, I will share how to clean and seal certain pieces that I find in nature, while some of these other elements I purchase at craft stores and online. Once all of my materials are gathered and prepared, you will watch me in real time as I assemble this piece. I love to use mirror for these projects as it adds a reflective element, much like it is in nature. Working with a variety of materials that contrast in shape, color, size, I will discuss the importance of balance, texture, focal points, and other art elements. When utilizing these principles, the flow of the design is created. Once you learn these techniques, you will see nature in a new way and the limitless artistic possibilities in creating mixed media with natural materials. In the next section is a PDF of the suggested tools, materials, and resources. I hope you will join me on this creative adventure.
Cheryl, thank you so much for coming to Create Arts Online. This is such a great course, and it's so wonderful to see the mix of the nature and the mixed media, really different for our membership, and I'm really excited about it.
It's so wonderful to be here. It's really great.
I love it. So give me an idea of what made you create this type of a project.
Well, actually, my sister came to my studio once and she said, she bought a house in the mountains in New England and said, I want a very natural material type thing for the bathroom in her new home.
Oh, nice.
And we got together a few times and we really had trouble coming up with a concept. Mm-hmm. And then one day she left and I had this vision of these horizontal sticks. Mm-hmm. And I just went for it and had so much fun with it and started developing it from there.
Oh, that's awesome. And that's pretty much what you do, is you kind of stay in your studio a lot and really develop sort of projects that then you can teach. And bringing in the slate element and the mirror element really gives it a good decorative sort of project, correct?
Mm-hmm. I really, really love to really reflect nature, and what's more reflective than mirrors? And all of these natural materials, they're so fun to gather when you're taking a walk, and I have a backpack on and I just start filling my backpack, and then I go back to my studio and I get very excited if I find a special piece of wood, a special piece of bark, and that becomes the focal point for my next piece.
Well, and that's what I wanted to ask you about. That's something you really dive into when she makes this whole piece in the course, is about focal points, is about art elements, about really the flow. It's super important. Otherwise, you could put all these materials on the substrate and it could really be a mess. Mm-hmm. So how you do it is so beautiful with the continuity and the way it flows. Can you elaborate a little more on that?
Sure. It's all about focal points. I always start with something that really inspires me, whether it's a piece of slate, whether it's a stick, whether it's bark, whether it's a certain kind of rocks, whatever, and then move from there. And then as I'm building, I'm always thinking about having it pop up in three places, the balance, and then I focus a lot on contrast too, because there's so many contrasts. There's the contrast of the hard sticks with the softer moss, with the color contrast, there's so many.
The large and the small.
Yeah, the large and the small. I really try to reflect nature and all of the contrast you see when you're out walking.
And did you find a few things while you're here on the West Coast, and that you can pretty much shop anywhere?
Yes. I had so much fun here in Santa Barbara. Oh my goodness. I have a huge bag of stuff that I'm going to go home with and start creating with. Completely different than what I have in New England, so right. I just can't wait.
Well, I'm thrilled that you came here to Create Arts Online and brought this really unique and wonderful and inspiring. The fact that you can really go in nature and make something this beautiful with so few materials, easy to access adhesives and tools, and create something so wonderful. So thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been fun.
Awesome.